today we'll be looking at one of the Viva Connections card that was created recently, which is called React HTML FAQs. So let's go through this slide deck and understand what it is. Start with the boring slide first. My name is Anoop. I'm an MVP, work as a developer in a company called Advania. Those are the links to my social profiles. You can follow me on those platforms if needed. Right, let's have a look at the demo first on this Viva Connection card. And after the demo, we can have a look at the code. So here I am in my dev tenant on the Viva Connections dashboard page. As you can see, it has got only one card, and that card is the FAQs card. And what this does is, it's got this button, See FAQs, and you guessed it right. When you click on that, it'll go ahead and show the different FAQs. And then this is a nice accordion, which is rendered using React. And then the other thing it does is, if I go ahead and change the theme, see, pick the orange color and save that. You can see that the card updates automatically, and even all the other components within the card get updated. And now if I go into the edit mode, then edit the card itself, all it has got is a few properties, the title of the card, and you can have a different image over here. And then one of these PNP SPFX reusable property controls to manage the frequently asked questions. So I've got some questions over here. Let's go and add a new question. Copy that, paste that. I think we all know the answer, but I asked ChatGPT to give me a funny answer. And we have the answer in Markdown format. So I'll just go ahead and save that and then republish that. And when I click on that, you can see that the question and the answer appears here with some Markdown formatting. So yeah, that's the card itself, a simple card which shows the frequently asked questions that can be configured from the properties of the ACE. Right, now let's have a look at the code. Or before having a look at the code, let's understand how it was done. So the Viva Connections cards, they are made up of a couple of things. One is the card view. So here you are seeing an example animation of one of the cards that was created. So this particular view, the small one, is the card view. And then when we click on view details, what we see is the quick view. And that quick view, until now, we could use only adaptive cards to create those quick views. However, with the introduction of SharePoint Framework 1.20, we now have an option to use HTML instead of adaptive cards in that quick view. And that's what we saw earlier in the demo. The quick view can now use plain HTML or any other frameworks like React as well. And we are using React in this particular Viva Connections card that we saw earlier. So let's have a look at the code. So all this code is shared in GitHub, and we'll be posting the link to the code in the chat soon. So what I have done here is, open the code in VS Code, and then we'll be showing the different elements. So firstly, the main file, the adaptive card extension.ts. It has got a few properties. So the title, main image, FAQs, and another property to expand the card. So basically, title maps to that, and then the image maps to that, and then FAQs, map to that. And then when we click on FAQs, we saw that it opens the PNP reusable control, and then the FAQ type itself is just a simple type with a question and an answer. And then we've got a state defined for the theme, because if we change the theme, then we want the theme to be applied to the card and its components as well. And then within the card itself, what we do initially is use the theme provider to go ahead and get the theme, and then we also register the handle theme changed event. This is optional, but if you want, you can do that based on the requirement. And then in the card itself, we've got the card view and the quick view. We register those in the ACE. This is all standard. In every adaptive card extension, we do this. So this is all out of the box code. And then if we have a look at the card view, so that's the one which gets rendered on the dashboard. So you can see that we go ahead and get the theme from the state, and then from the theme, we extract the primary color and the other colors as well. And what we do is on the card view, we go ahead and show the title, the image, and the image with a different color based on the theme. And then finally, we've got a button there which is called See FAQs. When we click on that, we open the quick view, and that's what this code does. Now let's have a look at the quick view itself. So it is in the quickview.ts file. Now this one, as you can see over here, earlier it was in SPFX 1.9, and before we couldn't use the base web quick view. So this is the new type that is introduced in SPFX 1.20. So just to show, before that we had to use base adaptive card quick view, but now we can use the web view, which will help us render HTML in the quick view. And then in this quick view, we'll have a render method, and in this render method, like we render React in other SPFX components, say like web parts, we do the same here as well. We go ahead and use React to create an element, and then we render the component that is needed. So in this case, the component is FAQ accordion. Now, if we have a look at that component, FAQ accordion, it's a very simple component. It's a functional component which accepts some properties. So those properties are the frequently asked questions itself, and then the theme and the allow multiple expanded. So if we have a look at the FAQs, this is the JSON that we get back from the properties of the ACE. So just a simple JSON array with questions and answers. And then what we do is for each of the answers that we get, we use this library called as remarkable. What that does is takes that markdown format and converts it into HTML so that it can be rendered nicely. And then in the render method of this component, what we have is a third-party accordion component. And then what this does is renders the accordion with the question and the answer. So you can see that we are using, again, we're just sanitizing the answer over here. So in case someone passes a script within the answer, we don't want that script to run. So that's what this DOM Purify library does. And then finally, if we have a look at the header, what we are doing here is, rendering the header along with the chevron towards the right. So that chevron can be any image. In this case, we are just using a nice icon which turns 180 degrees when you click on it. Okay. And then for the styles itself, what we are doing is we are using a library called as type style, which we'll look at in a minute. So those come from a hook called as use theme styles. So we can use SCSS as that's what we use in all the web parts, but this is another approach. It's called CSS in JS. So all the styles are defined in JavaScript, but this is just an option. So like I said, we are using this type style library. And then what we are doing here is we've got a method called as create accordion styles, to which we pass the theme that we would have got. And then we use that theme, in the different classes. So you can see that we're using a theme lighter variable for the border bottom over here. And then if you want to learn more about this particular approach, you can read a blog from Sergey Sergeyev on using CSS in JS approach for SPFX. So in summary, the QuickView before SPFX 1.20 could be developed using only adaptive cards, but from SPFX 1.20 onwards, HTML is one of the options to render quick views. That HTML can be plain HTML or frameworks like React. So we looked at a sample which showed how we can render FAQs using the React accordion component. So here are some resources that were used for this demo. Do take a look at the sample and the blog post as well, and let me know if you have any questions.